You guys have any other advice for things that businesses should be thinking about in advance of Q4?
I always tell people you really need to decide what promotions you should be doing and why. It's exciting to be a part of Black Friday, but you will find that a lot of businesses do one of two things. They mark everything up to mark them back down to their actual price, or two, the things that they're actually marking down are just inventory that they're trying to move. And so I see a lot of people fall into a trap of Black Friday deals where you lose a lot of money to participate when you could have just missed out on that PR piece, maintain normal revenues, spending, etc., and you would have been better off in the long run. And so I always tell people sometimes the Black Friday is more about PR, it's more about branding, it's more about moving inventory that you may need to move. It's not really about seizing profits and margin in a sale. The other one that I always encourage people, which is a tough one this time of year, but is labor. We really see people get upside down in labor because we project out too much revenue. We start hiring a lot of people at the beginning of the year. We get to about July and August. We realize we've missed our revenue goals. We're overstaffed. Our labor ratios are out of whack. And you really need to course correct now before you find yourself in December having to course correct, because not only is it expensive, but that's also an emotional time of the year and makes it a lot more difficult to make those decisions than it does at the end of August.
Yeah. I want to piggyback that. It's so interesting because it's like from a CFO strategy standpoint, like every question that you ask, Travis, or that anybody else asks is we're always going back to there's some piece of one of our previous answers that ties it together, because your first question was how to utilize a CFO, and it's strategy. So back to what Rachel just said about like your quarter 4 promotions and what that's going to look like. We just had a client who was trying to evaluate. They do a percent off and they do a big giveaway every year for Black Friday. And we think we're going to jump to 25% this year. And so we're having the discussion of what the difference is for 20 versus 25% for a customer. If I'm trying to make a purchase and there's a large sweepstakes attached, which is something they do, and then it's 20 or 25, I'm probably not really moved by that. So the next question was, what is the cost of that 5%? That 5% was going to cost them $85,000 in real
Wow.
bottom line profit. And I was like, guys, do you think that your sales are going to be impacted by going to 25 versus 20 when you're giving away a truck or you're giving away, whatever large thing? You're going, probably not. Now, if they're 40%, sure, but you can't afford to do that. But to just essentially burn $85,000, that's really not going to impact your sales. But sometimes when you're trying to think through that without the right person in your corner, it's 25%, that's not that big of a deal. It's only 5% more. But when you get that turned into numbers and laid in front of you, it's just a game changer. And I think that's some of the visibility that we're talking about when we talk about having somebody that can help you build strategy, can do those things. And it's not that the entrepreneur can't figure that out, so they don't have time to. So I think that's one of the largest benefits of having CFO with you.